underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 181. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside one of Raccoon City's finest, Ryan Clements.
That one's my favorite.
That's
so
a good
far.
one? Yeah, okay, good. He only does everything, Colin Moriarty.
My ambition cannot be stopped.
And the Game Scoop Gallivanter, Daemon Hatfield.
Hello.
What's up, everybody, huh? It's another Thursday. I was feeling quite hungover before this show started, but then I drew a Nathan Drake on the wall, and we all laughed about it for 20 minutes. So
Are you feeling better now?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Burger Joint with Colin afterwards. One of the best burgers I ever had was at this Burger Joint when I was hungover, and Colin went there with me. And it's
Burger Joint makes a good burgers.
Beautiful.
Oh, my God.
I
There's so
usually inhale them in about 25 seconds.
Whoa, that's fast, Damon.
Yeah.
Do you chew them?
Not, they just slide on down.
Nope.
You eat like a duck?
I eat them like
It's like a snake.
Put your neck back.
There's that moment where you can't breathe and you panic, but then it passes. You're like, okay. I once almost choked on a nickel. Did I ever tell you this story?
No.
I was laying in my house with my grandma was watching me, but she was like looking at the turtles or something else. She was looking at my turtles in the tanks. So I was laying on the ground, so bored that I was laying on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, and I was taking pocket change and playing jukebox, where I would drop the change into my mouth and then hum music. And so I did this at one point, and a nickel went too far into the jukebox, and there was like a 5-second window where like it blocked my airway and I couldn't breathe and I started to panic and then it passed.
Oh my goodness.
Listeners can try playing jukebox at home.
Yeah, no, don't do that, kids. That's a terrible idea.
Oh my God. I'm gonna play jukebox.
Which end did it come out on?
It's still inside me, I think. I set off metal detectors all the time.
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm like, oh, it's okay, I played jukebox once. These things
It's
happen.
like, we understand, sir.
Get this guy No need for additional screenings. All right, let's start the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. Biggest story of the day is that Sony Online Entertainment today has announced massive layoffs and the closure of 3 studios. The layoffs will affect 205 employees, and the studios to be closed are located in Denver, Seattle, and Tucson. As a result of the layoff and closures, the upcoming game The Agency has been canceled. 2 new MMOs based on the PlanetSide and EverQuest series will be the games SOE focuses on moving forward. The layoffs and closures shouldn't affect any games already released.
The agency was David Craddock's Game of E3 in
Are you
2007.
fucking kidding me? Really?
2007.
Yeah.
Good
The
times.
Agency. Well, first off, best of luck to everybody who got laid off today.
Yeah, it's a
Layoffs
bummer.
suck, but it's part of being this workaday world, having all these companies, right? Where you gotta,
Having all these companies.
they gotta trim the fat, Damon. They want to make sure they're.
You really have a mind for business.
Well,
I can
I've
tell.
been playing the IGN Stock Exchange, so I think I have an idea of
You really understand the way business
public
works.
training.
You got all these businesses, right?
Kirby's.
You got your Kirby's.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, bad for them. Agency always looked like garbage. Like, you know what I mean? I was never excited for the Agency. Have you seen it? Did you ever see it?
Back in the day, in 2007, when it was David Craddock's Game of E3.
Yeah. I went I don't even remember. I think when they unveiled Uncharted 2 multiplayer is when they did this thing where they did a tour. Sony likes to send people on tours. And we went up to Seattle to see MAG and The Agency. And that's when we actually interviewed Hal Milton. We did the whole Metal Gear thing because he looked like Hal from Metal Gear. And, we saw that game there and I was like, oh man, this is so rough. When is this ever going to come out? You know what I mean? And then they laid off they didn't lay those people off. They got rid of that team. They brought in new people. They changed the focus. At E3 this year, it looked entirely different and they were going for something really different. And now that's just all garbage, just all shuttered. That sucks. What a sinkhole of money that game was.
Yeah.
I just genuinely always feel bad when I read about layoffs, even if it's for a game that I have
No
interest
I'm
in
not saying
at
they
all.
had it coming.
Oh, no, I know. And I didn't think that. But, yeah, it sucks. And,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know it happens, but it's still really depressing whenever it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is bummer, but it's because of all these businesses.
Yeah.
We should clarify though. So like SOE is having these layoffs, but the studios that made DC Universe Online,
Yeah,
not
Austin Studios
affected.
unaffected so far.
Not
Yeah.
affected.
Yeah, in I guess San Diego, is that part of it? No, they still are trucking along down there, I guess.
Which ones? What do they make in San
I
Diego?
don't know. I have no idea. I
Okay.
started saying that, and then
Probably
I
more
knew
businesses.
Yeah, there's some business.
There's
I think
a business
there's a
down
company
there,
down there. I don't know. I think there's a CFO somewhere floating around.
I hope they don't have too many businesses in San Diego, or else they will experience layoffs.
They got too big for their britches. You know what I mean? Like, you got to worry about the Dow. God, you never know where that thing is going to
The
go.
Dow is pretty important.
Bull, bear, up, down, left, right.
commodities,
Anything.
commodities, and
And the hedge
futures.
funds.
That was a little left of center today.
You're just naming things.
I've watched the movie Wall Street. Number 2, and again, obviously, this is generated by Colin Moriarty. His opinions may not be those of us. Number 2, not surprisingly, Resistance 3 will support 3D and PlayStation Move. Who's excited other than Kyle the Chimera, who prophetically? Is that how you say that
prophetically.
word? Prophetically? Okay.
That's a very Colin Moriarty word right there.
Predicted move support long ago.
I like that word.
It's true. Who doesn't like to move? Remember? And he lifted the controller.
And he had the
Who
move controller
doesn't
duct taped to
want
his
to
leg.
move?
Colin. Some people are asking about this. Enzo de Gregorio says, Colin.
Oh, Enzo.
Resistance 3 has been confirmed with move and 3D support. Thoughts? Will you play the game with move and or 3D?
No. But I will. I guess if I'm going to review it, I guess I'm gonna test them. But my own.
When you get
for
home,
fun, no, I'm not going to do
you
that.
kick off your sandals.
I kick off my sandals.
Drop the
I look at the stock exchange for the businesses.
Okay,
and
all
then-
right. I don't know how business works, everyone. Joke over.
No, but I mean, when I play it for fun, which I intend on playing Resistance 3 for fun, if it's as good as the multiplayer we played,
Hey, you played the little snippet of the single player as well.
yeah, which was also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to. I don't have a 3D TV, and I don't think I played a move game at home since Sports Champions. So.
No. So move's a failure. Your favorite game of all time.
Looks like move's
Favorite
going along
franchise.
well, huh?
Hey, I'm excited about Sorcery.
Damon, what was the last move game you played?
I think at E3 last year I played Sports Champions with Joe Garcia, that Playboy model
right,
who
right,
sometimes
right.
does stuff with us. But I don't think I've played a move game since then, and I hope to keep up that track record of success.
What about you, Clements? What
It
move games
might
you rock?
very well have been that Kung Fu chair
Oh
sliding
my God!
game. What is
Yeah.
it?
What was that one called? Yeah,
Kung Fu Rider.
Kung Fu Rider.
It used to be called Slider.
the best move launch title, right?
Absolutely not.
My favorite were the screen caps it would take of you just sitting there with the controller in your hand, like leaning in a chair. All right, yeah, move on.
That's it. All right.
All right,
Don't hear a lot
So
about
that's
moves.
PlayStation.
No,
Move.
you don't. For good reason. And maybe, but I mean, like on a Game Scoop, we don't talk about Kinect all that much, other than like it's selling well or something like that. Like if a
Well, I
number
mean,
comes
there
out,
aren't really a lot of Kinect games coming out. There's
Yeah.
not really a lot
It's
to talk
so
about.
weird.
You know?
There's nothing.
Sony's trying with
Pretty
move,
soon this month you get to do Michael Jackson
the experience.
Yeah.
on Kinect.
Sick.
Ooh.
You already reviewed it
this'll
on PSP, right?
Yeah, and I
And it
had
was
to
PSP
write,
game
and I've
day.
written 3 separate reviews for the one game already because the Wii version, the PSP version, and the DS version were all different. So this will be my 4th Michael Jackson review.
And they've all
Totally
been-
different
They've all
articles.
been awesome, though, right?
No.
Oh.
The best one so far has been the DS version, but just because it was Elite Beat Agents slash ONDON, or however you want to call it, except with Michael Jackson music.
Yeah.
And less songs. And it looked ugly.
Well,
So
Take
that's
this game
good.
and beat it.
That was a
Wasn't that
winner.
was that your strap line, or did we
I
decided
mean, you probably could have. I mean, that would have worked. I don't know if that was my strap.
It's not as good as my Dynasty Warriors 7 strap line.
Yeah.
what was your Dynasty Warriors 7?
I didn't get to use it, but
Well, share with the listeners what you wanted to use.
it was, what was it? An adventure in repetition, and adventure in repetition.
Yes,
which I
that
thought
was
was
your
which I thought was pretty funny.
Which is
but then,
good.
But then Damon and Clements came back with the repetitive adventure is repetitive, which I think is more
Old game is
concise. And doesn't look like I perhaps made an error in nib. when I was putting the article.
It's funny you bring up Dynasty Warriors 7 because Ali Reza wants to take you to task.
Oh, okay.
Here we
Dynasty
go.
Warriors 7. First off, I'd like to say generally good review, Colin. Well written and informative. However, my only complaint is that you keep on railing the game due to its repetitive nature. I personally think that that isn't a great reason to put down a game. Other sequels such as Halo Reach, Gears of War, they have repetition. It's never been a problem. Anyway, my point is that repetition shouldn't always be the bane of a game.
True, but
Yeah, true and false, I think. I mean, like, it's easy to say a shooter has repetition. Yeah, you aim down the sights and you shoot enemies, but, like, literally all you're doing in Dynasty Warriors is running through enemies. The AI is awful. No one attacks you except for officers. You hit the square button. You know, there's a few things I didn't do that the game lets you do. You can block. I didn't block once because you don't have to. And there's strong attacks, and I didn't use strong attacks because you don't have to. So literally, you're hitting the square button, and you're running through enemies, and eventually you run into an officer who puts up more of a fight and has a bigger health meter. You kill him. You kill all the officers. The stage ends. You watch a cutscene. You go to another stage that looks like the last stage.
Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Still talking about Dynasty Warriors 7.
It's exactly like people got really, people were, predictably upset about the review or whatever, but it's, you can't say like, oh, the Madden games are the same every year, or, Mega Man plays the same. Like, Mega Man takes skill. You use a shooter, you shoot and you slide and you jump, and you have to put those things together to go through different obstacles and different enemies. Everything feels different. Madden, there's different teams, different schemes, different playbooks,
yeah.
all that. I mean, like Dynasty Warriors 7 is just lazy. It's just a lazy game. It's not fun.
There's an important differentiation between, because you could say, oh, in Super Street Fighter 4, all you're doing is fighting.
Totally.
It's so repetitive.
Any game,
it's not
Uncharted, all I'm doing is climbing up walls. And
yeah, I mean,
things.
it's all, but like, so if you claim Super Street Fighter 4 is repetitive, yes, you are indeed fighting in every single match. But it's what your interaction level with the game is. That's what defines it. So you're actually thinking, you're actually changing things as you go. That's what's important.
Yeah, I agree. And Ryan's somewhat of more of an expert on Dynasty Warriors. He reviewed a lot of the games
loosely
previously, so I definitely bounced a lot of my ideas off. He proofed my review.
Yeah.
He watched me play the game. I mean, and he has a different, more hardcore insight into Dynasty Warriors, and he agreed with what I wrote. So I mean, it's you can't please everyone. That's not really not my goal anyway. My goal is to tell you if the game's good or not. And
all you had to put in the review was that you watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time, and everybody would be like, all right, he knows Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, I mean,
they fought
obviously.
Remember Turtles in Time, everybody?
I don't know if I actually saw that one.
No, I think I watched a lot of trailers for it. I've never watched
That's
it.
the one where they went to samurai. They were samurais.
Yeah. Wasn't
I did.
Is
I
that
really
the one
didn't.
with the female turtle, or was that the fourth one?
I don't know anything
Whoa,
about
there's
a female turtle.
turtle.
Sounds
Google time.
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Number 3. The PlayStation Rewards program has been in beta for some time. There was promise that the loyalty program announced last October would allow hardcore PS3 and PSP users to earn a variety of perks. The beta suddenly ended this past week, and Sony noted the following in their emails to those who participated. Quote, based on what we learned, we have decided the program is not ready to roll out to the public in April as originally planned. But rest assured, we will continue to thank loyal, devoted customers with innovative offerings. What are those? What? And then end quote. Colin adds, "What those innovative offerings are has yet to be announced." Sad day to see the PlayStation Rewards.
Yeah, I was bummed about that. I mean, I like seeing the things under everyone's names about like legendary.
Right. I got legendary status. Still have it. Now it's a collector's item. I'm gonna try to sell that in home.
Well, that's the thing. They were supposed to give away home items, right?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things they were working up to. Oh no, it does. It did. Yeah. Because what happens is, when I would hit these levels of awesomeness, they would send me an email with a download code, and I would download it, and it would give me the not new avatars, the same avatars that always have the name stuff underneath them, and then it gave me some home stuff that I never actually opened up to see what it was, but you got junk like that. And a theme. I think I had a theme.
So we're really gonna miss this program.
Yeah.
It had potential. I like the idea of
an
rewarding.
era.
What's the Xbox one? Is that working yet? Is Xbox rewards
There's not a
going?
rewards going now.
Okay, well they've talked about it.
They've talked about it, yeah. But now, I think that was only in response to the PlayStation Rewards, so now maybe...
Now just quietly fades away.
It's a good idea. Like something like that is a really good idea.
Totally, right?
Reward your people for playing games on a system and like have them earn points and win some little stuff. Like,
the problem was that it was totally broken. It wasn't an experience you experienced on the PS3 ever. You know what I mean? Like that whole program, if I wanted to know what I needed to reach legendary status, I had to go online and look at it there. And there online is a progress bar and all this jazz and the little quests.
All that jazz.
All that jazz. All the quests they give you to do. But like when I'm on my PS3 where I should be able to click on a button and know what I need to do or have my progress bar there, it wasn't there at all. I was like, this is dumb. I'm never going to go check online. I don't care. You want me to walk around the Central Plaza at home? I'm not going to do it.
Hey, remember when you chased around that poor home user?
It was the day I declared I want to make a home in your ass. And she couldn't figure out how to get out of home. So she just ran around screaming in type chat, "Help me! It was amazing.
Stumbling with your hideous character. Your torrentially hideous character.
Your character is amazing.
The good old days of home.
Yep.
Number 4, Mega Man Universe has been canceled. Announced by Capcom last year, Mega Man Universe appeared to be a of Mega Man 2 combined with a Little Big Planet-like level creator using tools, stages, enemies, and weapons from Mega Man 2. This was one of Kenji Inafune, I know his last name, Inafune pet projects, and since he left Capcom on bad terms not too long ago, the cancellation of the game is not very surprising. But it still hurts you as a Mega Man fan.
Yeah,
like a level editor in Mega Man sounded really cool.
Yeah, I mean the game.
Too bad it played terribly.
Oh, you played it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you played it.
Yeah,
I only remember the trailer.
I didn't like it.
Ryu.
I remember there was like the art style I was not crazy about, but
Yeah, the aesthetics were. I was more interested to see how the game played, and I like the mechanics of using like the Mega Man 2 stages and enemies and stuff to make your own stages, which is cool. Plus, I feel like that's the only way we're gonna get a remake of Mega Man 2 because Mega Man powered up to is obviously never going to happen now that Inafune's not there.
Well, obviously.
Well, I mean, that was like
Out
that
of
was
respect.
he really was.
Let me tell you how companies work.
Okay.
They want the money.
Yeah,
they want
they
the
do.
bottom lines.
They do.
They want the fat calf, as they say. Fatty calf is what they're always
Did
saying.
you learn that when you were getting your MBA at Harvard?
That was on the final. Last question.
Define fat calf.
But I got a lot of tweets this morning about like what the future of. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it right?
Please do. Keep going.
I was just gonna say I got a lot of
Please
tweets
continue.
about what the future of Mega Man was, and the only two Mega Man products we really knew about were spearheaded by Inafune. One was that, the other is Mega Man Legends 3, which hasn't really been officially announced, but we kind of know they were working on it for 3DS, as far as I understand. And so I think that what's gonna happen is they're gonna at least cancel this game, obviously, and then give Mega Man to Indie Creates, who's the Japanese studio that has done all of the Mega Man games in the last 5 years, basically. So. Maybe Mega Man X, Mega Man X9, I guess it would be pretty cool on the 16-bit engine. Mega Man 11, I hope, and maybe Mega Man Legends 3, I don't know. But it's a bummer, and it's not surprising because Inafune clearly didn't leave Capcom on good terms.
Donnie wrote into beyond@ign.com to offer his condolences for you, but he also had a question. With the recent cancellation of Mega Man Universe, I started to wonder, if a game gets canceled, you've played it, and it was under embargo, is it okay to talk about it, or do the developers not want you to say anything about it still? Well, Donnie, that's rare. I don't think.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
Yeah,
has it?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it might have been you saw something like. Remember the Flash game got canceled, like the superhero, the Flash game, and like Superman. They were working on a Superman Man of Steel, and that got canceled. If you had seen that beforehand, and then but you're under a long lead time of embargo, I think you could say, at the end of it, you could be like, yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Usually, when a game is canceled, like all bets are off.
All bets are off. What are those
That's
people
how
care?
back in the day, Matt Casamassino was able to show us that demo of Halo running on DS.
Which no one believed.
Yeah.
Because Matt Casamassini could also program a DS game and then
I know,
take it through
exactly.
the entire
Very talented
world.
program.
He's one of the smartest men.
That annoyed me. That particular episode annoyed me so much when people thought that was fake.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool that he showed anyone to begin with.
He was a good man, that cast was.
I totally don't even.
Stolen
I totally
funds.
remember that. I forgot about that completely. That was before I started, right?
No, it was after. The game might have been announced before, but Bozon and Casamassina took a video in like 2008, maybe something like that, playing the game like multiplayer or whatever.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
No one.
I know
but
Halo.
some people thought it was
Yes.
cool, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, you guys, this is a reskin version of whatever game." And I'm like, "Yeah, it probably is," but it doesn't mean that they made it themselves. You think Bozon goes home and programs DS games in his spare time?
I'd like to think he does.
Yeah, well, maybe he does.
Here's a tease, Donnie. I am under an NDA on something that I think is always questionable how long this other thing will happen. So one day, maybe, if that happens, we can have that. I will bring back up your email, and I will
tell us what it is.
all.
Tell us what it is.
Of course. It's this game from Neutron Synergy.
No, don't.
Giving away others. Number 5, it's been a long time since we heard anything about Max Payne 3. No new information has surfaced since 2010. Wait, that's wrong. June 2010. When Rockstar there's been no new information in 3 months. When Rockstar and Take-Two announced the game was delayed indefinitely. So it was quite surprising when 2 new screenshots of the game were released on Rockstar's Twitter account confirming the game is still in development.
See, that's nice. I appreciate
That is nice.
stuff like that. Whereas we haven't heard anything on, what was it, Aliens Colonial Marines?
Oh, yeah, that's been a
in
long
a
time.
long time. And just haven't heard anything. I hope we hear something.
I'll put some screenshots on my Twitter. today.
That's my
I
story.
thought you were
just-
going somewhere. Like,
Well, that's where I'm going. I'm saying, like, whereas Rockstar, or whoever the hell was managing that stuff, they were like, hey, this game still exists. Everybody relax, sit down, put your pants on. Whereas, yeah, I mean, I wish Sega would release some new screens or something for Aliens. I want to know if that game's still being made.
I'm looking forward to Max Payne 3. I really liked the first Max Payne. Wasn't crazy about the second one, though.
Really?
But it's been a long time.
Those games don't hold up, obviously.
Well, I haven't played them in a long time.
They were trying to do it for some feature, and I went and watched. Oh God! But I loved Max Payne 1 and 2 was a different game. I didn't like
Yeah,
the
it
whole
was a
love
little
interest
too-
thing.
exactly,
And
yeah.
but it was like
I just wanted to jump around a bullet time. And,
I just loved how you just chow down on painkillers. That's how you
Yeah.
keep going. I'm like, whatever. Video games, Colin.
No, they're fun.
Number 6, the sales of THQ's first-person shooter Homefront continue to impress.
Do they?
We'll find out. After selling 375,000 copies in North America, on its very first day, THQ has announced Homefront has passed the million mark
Oh, okay.
sold.
This is from last week.
Furthermore, THQ confirms that they've shipped 2.4 million total units to retailers. This news was announced on March 24th, right after we put up the last Beyond, so there's no doubt that they are well beyond
Exclamation point.
Yeah, the millions sold by now.
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't know that for sure, but I'd imagine so.
And
But yeah, that news came out after we put up Last Beyond, so it's old, but it's interesting. We talked about it, I think, on GameScoop last week.
This is a little bit of an aside, but someone brought this up when I put up that popularity contest article last week. Killzone 3 is the most popular PS3 game on IGN, but how much did that game sell? Did that game sell 1 million copies?
No.
You're the NPD.
Yeah, I mean, are we allowed to talk about specific numbers, though?
Do you know?
I
know what it sold
up.
in its first, 2 weeks before the NPD ended last month.
Speak about it in riddles.
I can write it on this piece of paper if you'd like.
Okay.
It's like it was like.
I splashed water all over it. This is the riddle music. That's
Now, of course, that being a PlayStation exclusive, its audience is going to be limited.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, but still, that's considerably less than Homefront.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. It seems like Killzone 3 and specifically was very very divisive with people. I mean, it was with us. I liked Killzone 2 much better than I liked Killzone 3.
Agree. I totally agree with that.
But I know some people really like it, and obviously these are a lot of early adopters. Probably, I'm interested to see how Killzone burns long term or whatever. And
I think what's
How many?
interesting about Killzone is there was no real ad push for it.
Yeah, there was a huge ad push for Homefront.
Exactly.
At least in San Francisco.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know if that was nationwide.
You couldn't turn around without seeing a Homefront ad in San Francisco.
No.
I saw a dog walking around with a Homefront poster hanging.
Did it have
it.
its eyes were blindfolded and it was walking into stuff?
It was really sad.
You should have helped it.
I did.
Good.
I always get really sad when I see helper dogs. I know they're performing a valuable service, but it makes me sad.
You can't touch them. They say
The
don't
dog.
touch them.
I want the dog just to run free in a park and frolic.
Well, I think they probably let them, go play at some point.
Born free.
Anyway.
Remember that movie where the dog and the cat, the two dogs and the cat, and they went across country and they talked? But
Yeah,
they
yeah.
talked.
Oh yeah. What
Is
was
that
that
Milo
called?
and Otis?
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
How did I know
What is
that?
Milo and Otis then? Which one is that?
I don't know.
That's a
That
cartoon,
sounds
isn't
familiar.
it? Or is that no? Is that a
No, I
real
don't
one?
think it's cartoon.
Michael
I
J.
think it's a
Fox
cat
was
and a dog.
Michael J. Fox was one of the dogs in this one.
Milo and Otis getting into trouble, getting lots of fun.
Getting lots of fun times.
Up until getting lots of fun times, I thought that might be a real song. I was like, is that really the theme song?
Like, wow, you really remembered that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Number 7, Activision has announced a new Spider-Man game called Edge of Time. It's Spider-Man: The Edge of Time. Beanox will be the developer. This game takes place around both the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 storylines.
What?
You're right. Well, I think it's pulling from the Amazing
What?
Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. The game is due out this fall, though no platforms have been announced.
I think it's gonna be for Wii and DS.
Probably, of course.
Just Wii and DS?
Yeah, that's it.
That's not true. It's being shown at WonderCon this weekend, so we'll have something on that. Maybe I'm under embargo on seeing it. Maybe who knows?
Maybe.
Is there anything else happening around WonderCon this weekend?
Oh yeah, there's a meet and greet on Saturday, Damon. Surprising you didn't know about it. Kind of disappointing.
I
But,
did know about it. That was setting you up to
really?
say this thing.
Okay.
Let's just go on.
Eddie Rickenbacker is at Second and Minna. You can come hang out with us there. It's a bar.
Do you think they're sick of us there? We were just there last night.
I think they're very excited that we're going to come back with a whole bunch of people.
Did we maybe give them advance warning? We might have a
I did last
large
night.
party.
I did last
Okay.
night. Yeah. I was
What,
like,
did they take you seriously? It wasn't the drunken ramblings of one Greg Miller?
Well, it was drunken rambling, sure, but I think they
You were
they know me
coherent
there.
enough.
They know me there.
Okay.
So I mean, they know I wouldn't yank
You know
your chain.
me. I'm bringing people here on Saturday.
Damon, did I do an okay job of setting it up last night for Stephanie when I told her, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
you
bring
did.
a bunch of people. Don't
Greg
get stiff
was
notes.
also really flirting hardcore with Stephanie.
Yeah, that's what I do now. I'm single. I'll flirt
She's a
with
cute
whoever I
girl.
want
She's a
to.
really cute girl that works there.
Forgot.
Good for you,
Oh,
bro.
okay. All right. Got it.
Yep.
Worker. I thought. Yeah. All right.
Living single.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Remember that sitcom?
Vaguely.
Living single.
Oh yeah. I never watched it.
Hey,
though.
Greg.
It was a Fox show.
Can
That's not why I watched it. But yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Can I be your wingman on Saturday?
Of course.
Or at least one of your wing fleet?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you going to WonderCon? Or are we hanging out at the actual show today?
Probably not, but
Okay,
I am
nerd.
going to the meet and greet.
Nerd. Okay.
I'm a nerd for not going
Yep,
to an
yep.
anime show.
What?
I don't know. I forgot.
It's
if
a comic
WonderCon.
convention.
Okay, comics.
All right.
Comic books.
Rounding
Sure.
out the Roper Report this
The
week.
mangas.
The developer of Just Cause, Avalanche Studios, has announced a new PSN and XBLA game called Renegade Ops. The game is set to be published by Sega and will be released this fall. The game is described as vehicular shooter with both single-player and co-op split-screen modes, as well as online co-op.
Yes, please.
Whatever.
I'm excited.
I really, really liked Just Cause 2.
Yes. Oh, I see? Yeah, that's the thing. There were a couple mixed opinions on that game in the office, so I didn't know you were on my
Big
side.
fan. Big fan.
Yeah, it's such a friggin' great game.
I liked what I
So
played,
fun.
but
Super fun.
there was serious latency with the voice acting, I found. But other than that.
Well, there's some serious problems with the voice acting in general. In that
I don't
game.
play that game for the voice acting or the story.
That bothered the shit out of me, though, when they were in the helicopter and he was talking and his mouth wasn't moving, and then his mouth would start moving, but he was like almost done. I was
We
like,
need to save the island of Banaut, Scorpio.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I burned out on it. When I couldn't get my grappling hook to help me, it was one of the early missions too, where I had to I think I was trying to protect somebody. Does that make sense? Like they were in a car and I was in a car, and they kept getting ahead of me,
That's
and then
pretty early on.
Yeah, and and I don't know. I kept getting to the part with the bridge where I'd get thrown off of the car, and then I was underneath the bridge, and I couldn't get the grappling hook to swing, so I'm just hanging underneath the bridge while they're driving away and getting killed.
I love that you can jump out of a plane and free fall to the ground, but as long as you grapple to the ground and pull yourself to the ground, you're fine.
Yeah.
You land.
it's reverse inertia.
But what this new game is called? What? Renegade Ops. Okay. Ryan, Clements, and I may or may not be playing that game sometime in the near future.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Be good if we do.
We kind of got lost in the Wonder contract, and we never talked more about Spider-Man. Does this do anything?
yeah.
Anybody excited about the new Spider-Man game?
You're the only person that cares about Spider-Man here.
Okay.
Spider-Man's an
I
interesting
like
character.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I sighed really hard when I looked at the cover and saw 2099 in the Spider-Man eye. If you haven't seen the cover, it's the Spider-Man you'd imagine, blue and red tights, all torn up and stuff, and he's looks beat up kind of, and then the reflection in his eye is of 2099, showing you'll be playing as these two people. Spider-Man 2099.
All right.
It's a different Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Shattered Dimensions had 4 Spider-Men to play as,
All right.
which I enjoyed.
You mean Spider-Man's?
Spider-Man.
Joel Spiderman. I enjoyed Shattered Dimensions, but I was ready for I'm ready for a Spider-Man tale, a Spider-Man story where I'm Spider-Man and I'm in New York and I'm doing stuff. Maybe not free roaming. I don't care about that, but
Shattered Dimensions was cool, but I lost. I don't think I played more than half of it.
yeah.
Because it was just kind of. I didn't like the noir scenes,
yeah.
and I just like the straight up Spider-Man, like normal whatever the hell he's called.
Straight up,
Amazing
old school.
Spider-Man.
I think it's actually the straight up Spider-Man.
Yeah, straight up Spider-Man.
Spider-Man classic.
Yeah, this is how he
Picturing
was.
a comic front with straight up Spider-Man on the top. Yeah.
You got a hat turned
Yeah,
sideways.
it's like a cigar in his mouth.
Whoa,
Yeah.
he wouldn't smoke.
Well, who knows?
All
He's
right.
Spider-Man. He can do anything he
Oh,
wants.
he can do it, sure, whatever. Colin.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's not gonna be out for a long time.
Nope.
If I wanted to know what was in stores right now, where could I go?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Milo and Otis getting into good times now.
Good.
That's it.
Nothing on PSP or PS2 this week. PS3, NASCAR 2011. Yeah, excited about that?
No, but I looked at the box art and it gave me some, I felt like the trophies could be good in it.
Yeah? You felt it?
I touched
From
them.
the box art.
Yeah, the box art.
Can I share a little bit of insight into how our job works here
Yes,
at IGN?
please.
So I handle all of our reviews here at IGN, and I assign reviews to editors. Really, really hard to find someone to review a NASCAR game. It's just sitting on my desk. I have no idea who's going to review it.
Who has the insight necessary to
Like Guinness did
even
the
have-
last NASCAR game and got ripped a new one by kids on the boards.
We even have a bunch of freelancers. Just like nobody on staff follows NASCAR.
I know about
none of
Carl
our
Edwards,
freelancers.
number 99 out of Columbia, Missouri.
We don't even have any employees here who play racing games. It's like
because they're
I like arcade
Slim
racers,
pickings.
though.
I like kart racers.
I know, but this is not that.
Yes.
Anyway, that's just. something going on.
I'm excited about NASCAR, not because I'm going to play it, but because I know people were really bummed when EA stopped making those games, and now they have another outlet to get their NASCAR
Who
games.
put this one out?
Activision.
Activision? Okay. Is it Activision Value or is it Activision?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I'm opening up the trophies list here on PlayStation, PS3trophies.org. Ty Ruth's here. You want to come in, Ty? You can come in. Come on in, Ty.
Hi,
Look at
it's
it, Ty
Ty
Root.
Root, video producer at IGN.com.
What's going on? What's on fire downstairs?
I need Damon.
Okay.
Is it 11 o'clock already?
She's past 11.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
11:14. You got to go do the fix stuff?
So that's why I need you.
I love you guys, but I got to go.
All right,
Bye. All right. So here. Oh, hold on.
Stealing it from you guys.
It's
I don't know
okay.
what this.
Bye. Bye, Ty. Bye, Damon. They're gone. I'm going to turn Damon's
We can finally yell about him now?
down.
So the trophies don't look terrible. Oh, now we're getting to the rough ones. Master every track in the game.
Yeah, right. All right. I can't take it anymore.
Unlock every gold Legends coin in the game.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to happen.
For a bronze trophy. Shall I go on?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Conversational podcast.
Another racing game, Shift 2. Are you pulling... What are you being cute?
Ladies and gentlemen, and a throwback to number 180, Podcast Beyond, Ryan has now flipped the script, as they say, and is extending the tape measure as close as you can get to Colin, where he already stays without breaking it.
Yeah, wait, it's almost
getting there.
It's almost there.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh.
Colin's looking at it like it's a cobra. He's going to bite this cobra.
It's still.
It's almost to Colin's nose.
Wait.
It's so close.
Yep, keep
This
going.
is really good radio. We're over 7 feet. It's 7 feet.
Wait.
Oh, God.
This thing is actually amazing. It's extended 7 feet.
And not broke.
It's a tape measure, and it has not well, when we say broken, we mean bent.
People know what.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you talk about tape measure breaking?
Now I'm almost afraid to.
All right,
pull
now
it
go.
back.
Okay. Another racing game, Shift 2 Unleashed, came out this week. Dynasty Warriors 7. That was a really great game. WWE All-Stars.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. I was let down.
I gave, just to go back, I gave Dynasty Warriors 7 a 5. We have no review for NASCAR. Did we review Shift yet?
Yes, we
yes,
did.
I
Martin
don't remember.
Robinson from
Do you remember what he
IGN
gave it
UK.
to?
No.
I believe it will. I want to say it was in the 8s, but I can't be sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try to check that out for you.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12, the Masters. Jack reviewed that, but I don't know what he gave it. And Mayhem 3D, which is a game I previewed a while ago. It's like a budget racing title.
How's that go?
I didn't write a preview on it because I don't think anyone would have cared about it. The other game they showed me there, though, a PSN game called Storm, I did write about, and I was really, really kind of smitten with that game. I'm looking forward to getting another build of that. So that's it.
What about the digital downloads?
All right, guys. It was actually, I would like to say, one of the biggest updates I've seen in a while.
Oh, my
Can you believe it?
All
Yeah, Jurassic Park. Sick. All right, so for downloadable games, this is on the PS3 for this week. Split Second, that racing game that came out a while ago. That's now available. Russian Attack, Chime Super Deluxe, Sonic the Hedgehog, Free Realms, the free basic starter game majig, which I actually don't know much about. But yeah, it's an MMO.
I jumped in. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Okay.
I got dropped in there. I'm surrounded by fairies and weird, other weird people in there.
Let me tell you, Greg.
Jeez,
all right,
man.
so according to Jeff Rubinstein's kid's description here, Free Realms, free basic game, offers access to the basic features of the game. Optional upgrades are available and include premium membership that grants access to deluxe housing, all jobs unlocked, mounts like dinosaurs and unicorns, and exclusive mini-games like epic ship-to-ship pirate battles.
All right, let me just say right now, this is like a game that a 5-year-old would have envisioned.
Totally, right?
And been like, what I want to do is I want to be on a pirate ship. And then I want to land and ride a dinosaur.
Or a unicorn.
Yeah, or a unicorn. Why not? And then I'll do some side quests.
They all live in the same world.
Bunch of little Jersey kids talking about unicorns.
He's like, and then I'm going to do some fetch quests. I was like,
oh man! All right. So besides we're just teasing. We love.
I'm actually interested. I think I'm going to buy a 1-month membership for that just to see what it is. I also want to see the trophies. Why don't you look those up?
Cool.
Can you do that?
Shall I continue on with our
Trophies for
list?
Free Realms.
I looked at them online. I looked at them when I played the game. Like there's a lot of. I think you have to buy the game to get the trophies.
You do. That's what Nicole said.
But it's like it's not terrible. It's like win a game of checkers, win a game of this. Like I guess there's a bunch of little games to go play. And
Good. That sounds really riveting.
Bronzes, yeah.
And I want to play some checkers when I'm riding on my dinosaur mount.
There's also Moondiver came out this week.
I'm going to review that.
As
Have
well
you started
as,
playing it?
No, today.
It's got a really cool name. I hope it
It
doesn't
does.
suck.
I actually. So Damon seemed sort of mediocre on when he previewed it, I believe. But it's basically a side-scrolling action game developed by the same dude that originally created Strider. And to me, that sounds awesome.
You'd play
it. I would play it. I actually downloaded the demo. I'm going to try that out.
I'm going to hook you guys in because I'm going to need some co-op
Do
action
it.
with you guys.
Let's get that done.
Hook me into the Matrix.
I'm going to hook you into the Matrix. The one thing that did turn me off about that game just initially, because I didn't even play it yet, but when I looked, it's $15, man. Like I'm so sick of these $15 downloads, but that's for another time, isn't it?
I hear you.
One day it'll have to be that time.
Also, Back to the Future, the game, Episode 2.
What?
Okay.
What's the problem?
I guess.
That's what it says?
Yeah.
Back to the Future, the game, Episode 2.
Episode 2, free with Season Pass.
Oh, yeah, they screwed up. It should be Back to the Future, the game, Episode 2, Get Tannin.
Okay.
That's what this one is.
Got it.
I reviewed it yesterday for the PlayStation 3.
Excellent.
I believe I gave it an 8. Yes.
Very nice.
It's just a minor step down because of it doesn't run as well as it runs on PC.
Okay.
But I still love those games, and you're again buying. You buy one, you get them all.
Yeah.
You're paying $20 and you get every game.
Cool.
If you're a Back to the Future fan, do it.
So also for demos, if you guys want to test out games, I guess they finally have an Echochrome 2 demo. Interestingly enough,
Timely.
Very
a
timely.
Mag demo.
That's even more timely. That's good.
Very timely.
Game came out 16 months ago.
A Chime Super Deluxe demo. That's
Super
and
Deluxe.
Moondiver. So those are the good demos if you want to try out some new games. Also for add-on game content, Mass Effect 2 Arrival came out this week. That's $6.99, and it's all about. I guess we were talking about it yesterday on IGN's Unlocked.
Podcast unlocked.
Yeah, Podcast Unlocked, and
Subscribe
it's
on iTunes.
basically I don't know. You'll have to ask Steimer. It involves. I'm pretty sure it involves a bunch of shepherds and some space sheep.
Oh my God, that's wrong.
But
it's
it's
all
actually,
wrong.
I
It
know,
involves the Reapers.
I know.
It's a lead into Mass Effect 3.
It's a lead into Mass Effect 3, like loosely. It's not hugely. Like, it's not this, like, mind-bending lead-in, but it's essentially most of, I guess, all the combat. It's just Shepard. You don't actually have
partners.
your teammates with you, which is very interesting.
Weird.
Commando Shepard.
Commando Shepard.
That's how. What's her name?
Reapers.
Full House. Michelle Tanner.
Yeah?
That's how she would say Commander Shepard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Commando Shepard.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
What? That's just it.
Okay.
Moving on, PlayStation Store for PSP. The downloadable games WWE All-Stars.
Yeah.
Greg must love it.
I'm reviewing that today. I'm giving it a 7 as well. It's an impressive PSP port,
Okay.
which I don't think you get a lot of from like SmackDown vs. Raw. Those ports usually aren't that great.
Okay.
This one it has in-match commentary, which PSP does not usually have. It has all the videos. It has all the bells and whistles except online, where it just has ad hoc. That you can do two things.
Right.
It's not a bad port.
Cool. Also, Dragon's Lair.
Great.
Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, which is sort of a, looks like a JRPG, which I actually kind of want to try out because it looks pretty neat. And then lastly, Third Birthday, the third sort of spiritual successor to the Parasite Eve games, because I guess it's sort of a reboot, would you say, for Aya Bray, the heroine of the original games?
I guess I haven't played it yet. I mean, all I know about it is that Square continues to name their games the stupidest possible titles.
We don't want people to understand this.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to think about, I remember Parasite Eve on the PlayStation. Let's name this game The Third Birthday. I'm sure that's really going to rivet a lot of people.
Here's what I always argue. I agree with your complaints. But in a certain way, I wouldn't say that they have stupid names because when you understand when you understand what their name is supposed to mean, they actually put a lot of thought into their names. They don't put a lot of thought into naming it from a marketing standpoint. And that's what I think where the problem comes up. Because it's Third Birthday is I think kind of an interesting title, but you're right, it doesn't invoke any Parasite Eve.
I have no problem with that if it was called Parasite Eve,
Third Birthday.
Yeah,
exactly.
Is it that hard? I understand Parasite Eve isn't like this gangbusters, like everyone knows what Parasite Eve is, but like Parasite Eve was it sold over 1 million copies on PlayStation. It was a substantial game. It was a lot of fun. There was a sequel. People that had PlayStations were into Square RPGs, which by the way, Square RPGs were at their height really during the PlayStation era. Then people are gonna be like, oh man, Parasite Eve. It's been a long time. They're gonna pick it up off the shelf. Maybe.
But at what point do you think it doesn't matter because they're going to an audience? I mean, PSP people. If you're an active PSP player, you already know what that game is.
I suppose. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you like PSP has become not a casual system. That I can't put together sentences. I need a cheeseburger.
No, I totally.
But you know what I'm driving at.
The people that would know Parasite Eve would probably be aware that this is a Parasite Eve game. Is what you're saying?
People who own PSPs know that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And last but not least, a little piece of free downloadable content.
Okay.
An extra costume for the Warrior of Light for Dissidia Duodecim.
Duodecim.
How excited are you that in Infamous 2, they've done away with you're making good or bad choices.
Okay.
You're deciding if you want to be a hero of order or a hero of chaos.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah? You like those? I read your stuff. I know what you like.
Or if you just put order and chaos into anything, you could write that on a fucking cheeseburger and then I'll finally eat it.
Okay.
Because I don't eat beef.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You used to, though.
Yeah,
You've eaten cheeseburgers before.
I have. And they were my favorite food when I was a little kid. Yep.
I couldn't go 3 days without a cheeseburger.
You could. I didn't think I could either, but it's been almost 6 years and I haven't had, I haven't intentionally had beef. I'm sure I've accidentally eaten beef.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Another one in the bank. How are we doing on time? How long does this show been going?
We actually have a solid 40 minutes under our belt already.
Look at us.
I need another 40 minutes to feel satiated today.
You're going to need another 40 minutes to dig yourself out of quite the hole you climbed into.
okay.
Moriarty. It's Reader Mail. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, beyond at IGN.com. We're a conversational podcast, so your stuff gets inserted all over the place.
We do. And also, I want to ask, do we want to do a pick of the week, or should we skip it for today?
Oh, right. Sure. Pick of the week.
Well, I think the most notable game I know of is Third Birthday, but I mean, what were the
Done.
retail releases?
Masters, All-Stars.
Mayhem, Tiger Woods, WWE All-Stars, Dynasty Warriors, Shift 2, and NASCAR. So
I got no problem saying Third Birthday.
Well, yeah, but also, I mean, for a racing fan, Shift 2 does look interesting, though Martin had his complaints about the mechanics. I read his review recently. He definitely knows his racing games. But we also had one of our Australian editors, Patch. He reviewed Third Birthday, and he very much enjoyed it, barring a few complaints as well. So I'd say both of those are pretty safe bets. I'm more interested in Third Birthday, though.
Yeah. Racing's stupid, unless it's some kart racers.
Oh, the kart racers.
Kart racers. Anyways, Colin, you pissed a lot of people off last week. You said, quote unquote, vegetarians and vegans are stupid.
I didn't say
can
that.
lick my Italian sausage.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
All right, Sean's the first one to write in. Last week or the week before, okay, Colin called all vegans, vegetarians stupid. When
didn't
you
say
said
that.
You broke my heart. I'm dead inside because you can't fix a broken heart and bring somebody back because they're already dead. Well, love the podcast. Keep up the good work.
I love that it ends on a positive
I
note.
didn't call vegetarians or vegans stupid.
You didn't call them stupid, but you called veganism and vegetarianism stupid.
I think I just called veganism stupid. Maybe I did call vegetarianism
Beyond
stupid.
Crew and specifically Colin. I've been a huge fan of the podcast and specifically you, Colin. For years, I've listened to Podcast Beyond. On last week's show, you called vegetarianism and vegans specifically stupid. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, of course, but you spent a lot of time talking about immaturity from the IGN readers when commenting on reviews and articles that simply attack IGN editors ad What's that?
Ad hominem?
Ad hominem. Oh, it's a hominin. Okay.
Huh.
I still can't say it. I'm saying hominin.
I don't know what the word is either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ad hominem attack.
All right, well, everybody's smarter than me. Who knew that? So I guess. So I would like to know why I'm stupid. If you disagree with vegetarianism, that's totally fine, and I would love to have a discussion about it. But being called stupid is beyond disappointing from one of my favorite editors, Joe.
I would like to step in and defend Colin real quick.
Okay.
Because Colin's my bro. I think, honestly, when Colin says vegetarianism and veganism is stupid, that's, first of all, a lighthearted comment. I don't think he meant any offense. I think it was more for comedy because also he just means, correct me if I'm wrong,
okay.
It would be a stupid choice for you personally, but I don't think you would be bothered if someone is a vegetarian.
No, I'm not bothered by vegetarianism at all. In fact, they're not. What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're calling Joe.
Oh, we're calling him?
Apparently, I don't know. His business number did not work the way it's supposed to. So, way to screw that one up, Joe. Hold on. Keep going.
Man, this is exciting. Yeah, Kyle, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I know people that are vegetarians, and I was telling you, one of my best friends, the guy I was in his wedding this past August, is a vegan. And I tell him veganism is stupid to his face all the time. It doesn't mean he doesn't have to agree with me. And obviously, I'm not saying that people that choose to do those things are stupid. But let's wait and see if we get it.
Yeah. Do you want to use Damon's mic for the phone?
We're going to have to pass around and talk about it.
Complete.
Hi, this is Joe. You can come to the phone right now. Please leave a message. Thanks.
Joe's going to get a
At the tone,
surprise.
please record your message. When you have
Finished
finished
recording.
Yeah, you can
you may
start it.
hang up.
What, isn't Joe?
Yeah.
Joe, this is Colin Moriarty from Podcast Beyond. I'm here with Ryan Clements, Greg Miller. You left your phone number on an email. We're calling you, but you're not there.
You wanted to discuss vegetarianism. You can't even pick up the phone because your arms are so weak because you got no protein in them.
You're not getting the proper nutrients. So listen to the podcast today. We're about to talk about it.
All right.
Call us back.
Don't
Don't call us back. I'm
I
sorry.
hid my number.
Oh, okay. You can't call us back. All right, bye.
So I mean, I will say that, I have total faith in Colin's ability to have an opinion on something, but he would not actually attack someone for a choice they're making.
All right, so I guess I should really just go about my business here and just
lay it
for
on
a
the
minute.
table. Slap your sausage on the table.
Please do not.
It measures up, and then we'll gobble it down.
Vegetarianism is interesting because it's totally inconsistent. Like. People call themselves vegetarians and they're like, yeah, I eat fish. People call themselves vegetarians, but then they have no problem killing little baby chickens and eating eggs. They have no problem getting cows being milked in pens and having cheese and all those things. So that's totally whatever. Vegan, like that's your choice, whatever. It's totally inconsistent. That's fine. Veganism is ridiculous, And if you want to do it, that's totally cool. I appreciate that. That's great. Like I said, one of my best friends, Doug Dorval. He's a vegan, as is his new beautiful wife Meg. They're both vegans, and that's totally cool. But we
Did
often
he go vegan for her?
I think they decided to together to be healthy. And granted, when I saw him, he had lost some weight. He looks great. That's awesome. But veganism is frustrating to me because, again, I think it's kind of silly because it seems to not to add much enjoyment to anyone's lives. The vegans I know usually have to really go out of their way to be vegan. They do it to make a point, which is cool. There's really, I don't really understand the difference in, killing plants and having no problem with that. But, you don't want to kill animals.
Souls.
Well, I mean, that to me is really the base of my argument with that. It's like you can kill a plant, and that's totally cool, but you won't kill these animals that are here for us. Where's there a chicken in the wild? We raise chickens to eat them. It's not like there's a chicken shortage or something like that. Maybe they can be treated better and stuff. You want to buy free range and stuff. That's cool. Spend more money, buy all that stuff. But to me, it's just inconsistent and strange. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I wasn't trying to insult anyone. I'm sorry if I insulted anyone personally. That's not at all my intention.
Yeah.
But
My girlfriend is vegetarian and then occasionally has tried to go vegan, but it's just difficult, especially if you're in a certain environment where your eating options are limited and you're running low on time. It's very difficult, but I always have really respected her choice to do that.
I will say this: veganism, and we talked about this a little bit downstairs. Is that veganism is if anything like it's super inconvenient to people around people. Like being with a vegan is super inconvenient when you want to eat or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my friend Doug came out. Now, when we were in college, we used to eat cheeseburgers and pizzas and whatever. We would just eat whatever. And then so he came out here, and I didn't know that he had gone vegan. They decided to go vegan. So I was like, let's go to In-N-Out Burger. He's like, I can't, man. I'm like, oh, let's go get a pizza. Oh, we can't. Oh, you want to make some grilled cheese later? Oh, no, I can't make grilled cheese. Oh, I'll make you some eggs in the morning. Oh, we can't have it. It's like, what the fuck do you eat? What
did you end up doing?
I love Trader Joe's, so we went to Trader Joe's and they have a bunch of vegan options there that he gets. But I feel bad because he's like, don't feel bad for me. You guys get what you want. But it's like, dude, I want to
I love that your Dougie voice already sounds depressing.
Well, it's like I'm gonna tell him to listen to this podcast so he hears it. Dougie. But it's like I feel
when we went Rombo shopping back in the day in the neighborhood.
I just feel bad. I just felt
we
bad.
love those Rombos. We bought them left and right.
I just feel bad because we can't I feel like it's exclusionary on both ends. I don't enjoy what he eats. He can't eat anything I'm eating. It's I don't know.
So now you're not friends with him.
No, so now we don't talk anymore.
Okay, that's.
He did have. To be fair, at his wedding, he had a vegan wedding cake, which was the best cake I ever had. I will give him that.
I think the act of trying to eliminate as much as possible eating things that can feel pain, or especially if for example, the way animals are treated is absolutely, utterly atrocious. No question. No one can argue that they are treated well. In the normal processing plants and
giant
whatnot.
slaughterhouses.
So that I totally respect and appreciate. And I think that it makes more sense for someone that wants to sort of limit the amount of, man, this is going to be the most hippie thing I ever say on this podcast, okay? But the people that want to limit the negative energy they're consuming or using, right? Eating a plant, it's probably not, that plant probably didn't suffer as much pain as a pig or a cow did in a slaughterhouse. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't now the slaughterhouse, isn't that? Oh, well, you mean overall living conditions?
Yeah, living conditions. Because there are definitely. I think that I think it's very noble to eat an animal if the animal's raised really well and then very painlessly, slaughtered. And then used very efficiently and taken advantage. That's actually why I really loved. I mean, hopefully my studies, and I'm remembering this correctly, but hopefully, Native Americans, when they would use an animal, they would do their absolute best to use every single part of it and just make sure that it's they were thankful for what they were using. I like that attitude as well. I think there's a lot of different perspectives you can take on these topics, and
No, for sure.
I think
And
they all have good points.
I respect like I said, I respect I don't want to go off to a tangent too much, but it's like I respect free range stuff and like organics and stuff like that, and trying to treat the animals well. And I agree, animals aren't treated well, but it's really an economic thing, because if you want cows to have plenty of room to like on a range to eat and stuff like that, then you're gonna be paying $25 or $30 for a pound of beef. You know, I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. So like, what do you want? Do you want cheap chicken? Do you want cheap beef? Do you want cheap pork? Or do you want to pay an exorbitant amount of money for all these things? I mean, that's that's shown in free range products, just like it's shown in organic products. So
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like to reiterate, I'm not trying to insult anyone. It's really just me being Colin, and just
Just
I mean,
like,
you
just
guys
like
know.
Miley.
And
When Miley said
yeah.
she's just being Miley.
Yeah, exactly.
She's being Colin.
And you understood that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry to insult anyone. I know we have vegan and vegetarian fans, and I support your endeavors. I just don't agree with them. That's
John Martinez writes in and says, if Ryan turned into a hamster, would you guys keep him as a pet?
Yes.
Well, I would have I would
Thank you,
discuss
Colin.
with him. Ryan, all right, can you understand me?
Hold on a second. You got really soft all of a second there, Greg.
Oh God, really? Oh
Hello.
God, oh God,
well,
oh
yeah.
God! I turned
think-
it away from
yeah,
the
when you were.
microphone.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Anyways, I would want to know. I would ask the hamster, "Can you understand me? Are you
Okay.
cognizant, Ryan?"
All right.
And then based on that, that's how we'd go. We'd move on.
Okay.
If you're just a hamster and you're just a hamster, then sure. I mean, I would keep you on my desk and have a little cage for you and stuff.
Awesome.
If you're still Ryan, I would make sure you still live at home and you can play the games and type on the keyboard as a hamster.
That's adorable.
Okay. Let's get back to some video game questions. What do you say?
That sounds good. I actually very much enjoy talking about things other than video games.
I could do a whole podcast beyond without talking about video games at all.
Yeah.
Well,
But that wouldn't really make any sense.
Yeah, well, we don't worry. We got. Oh, here we go. This one. Enzo de Gregorio had quick fire questions. You already answered yours.
Okay.
Because yours was the whole, move, resistance, yada yada yada.
Who wants to move?
And who doesn't like to move? Ryan.
Yes.
If you could have any two video game studios collaborate on a new IP, who would you pick and why?
Oof. Ooh.
Enzo says I'd go with Quantic Dream and Kojima Productions myself.
Okay.
Because I think a game with Metal Gear Solid 4's refined gameplay and Heavy Rain's branching storylines could be a masterpiece.
Yes, for sure.
You want to think on that? You want to stew? You need some time?
Yeah, I think I need some
All
time.
right, my question was, Greg, so you're having a nice day walking around and you see the development teams making Infamous 2 and Batman Arkham City down the street. Then this giant enemy crab appears and he's going to kill some people. You can save only one development team. Who do you save? Interesting. Here's where a personal bias would come in. I would save the Sucker Punch people because I know them personally. I've met them. I've talked to them. Nate Fox, Brian Fleming. We talk to these people. I see them over and over again. Whereas the Rocksteady people, I've been in like 2 demos they hosted, and they were different dudes both times. So like I don't know them. You know what I mean?
That's
So
a good answer.
I would put
So you
aside.
leave them to die
Exactly,
by enemy
yeah.
crab.
Sorry.
Plus, you can only go on if you're just judging it based on the games they create. Both are great games. Arkham Asylum was a great game, but Infamous is a better game, so
Ooh, look at you.
we got to go for that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna, to answer my question, if I had to stick with my my love for all the Japanese gaming,
Yeah.
I would say that, and this is a little tricky. The listeners can correct me, but I believe that the studio that developed The World Ends with You is Jupiter. That's just a guess, and I'm admitting that I might be wrong. But that studio, I would love if they worked with the studio that developed Eternal Sonata, which I want to say is, tough. I forgot. I also forgot that one.
No big deal.
I'm being terrible. But anyway, those two studios.
You're just being Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. If
I'm
they
just being
collaborated,
Ryan.
that would be great.
Okay.
Because basically Jupiter or whatever studio for World Ends With You, they are really, really good at just making super interesting, unique games that have really long-lasting appeal. And I think the developers that developed Eternal Sonata are great at doing like a very touching story with some sort of ethereal elements. So I'd love to see those
There you
come
go.
together.
T. Foltz writes in and says, one quick question. Regardless of gameplay and game type, what is, and he means who, is your favorite video game character of all time? I would have to say mine is John Marston. In my opinion, he was one of the best protagonists ever.
Yeah, John Marston was a great character, no doubt.
So what's your favorite, Colin? What's your one pick?
Mega Man.
Mega Man?
Yeah, definitely.
His story doesn't make any sense. He's not a Mega Man.
Isn't he though?
I mean, he's a Mega Robot.
He's a boy.
All right.
It depends on what story you go to. I mean, he's not really a character that you care deeply about. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
But he's definitely the coolest character. As a character, like I was thinking about it because we were talking about Final Fantasy. Like, there's certain old school Final Fantasy characters that I really love those guys. You know.
Yes.
We mentioned Edge. Like, I really love Edge. Like, he's
Yeah.
a cocky king ninja. You know, like, and he's a total kind of a douchebag actually, but he's an interesting character. I like those kinds of guys. And like basically everyone in Final Fantasy 6 is pretty interesting too. Edgar especially.
Yeah, I mean, the Final Fantasy VI characters are legendary. I'd say I might just have to pick Cloud because I like him.
Okay.
And he's cool. Also, I just think that if you get past sort of the stereotypical hate the world personality he has in the beginning, fuck the world. In the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, I think he gets more interesting, and I attached with him more later in the game.
Interesting.
I would also say, this is going to sound really weird, but I love the Warrior of Light, who is a character created for Dissidia, the Dissidia series.
Huh?
He represents sort of the warriors that were in the original Final Fantasy. But he's just cool because basically he is the embodiment of goodness. And I think that's always I love seeing when something is personified, and he's basically good personified.
Like me.
Like you.
Like Colin. That's an interesting question. Jumping off is the first thing that comes to my head would be Solid Snake, but my problem is I think he was so good in the first Metal Gear, and then after that he was just kind of not that great. So it's hard. I like Nathan Drake quite a bit right now, Elena Fisher, but the problem with the Uncharted characters is I don't know how great they are on their own. I think they all play off each other so much.
I think you like Naughty Bear.
I do. I love the Naughty Bear.
Naughty.
I forgot all about that. Okay,
Dude,
tomorrow.
by the way, I don't like these leather chairs. Conversational podcast.
It gets
I gotta
hot,
bring this
yeah,
up.
your back gets hot.
I'm sweating right now. It's very uncomfortable.
Well, we're almost done, right?
Well, we have an hour. We have an hour. So
All right, we got
I have time. So I mean, we can make it.
No,
a
but
longer
I'm
show.
really hungry and I got to do stuff too.
Okay.
All right, and Adam Starr has a question here. I don't have any answer for it, but I liked his example. So if you have answers, we can.
Let's hear it.
Beyond, with April Fool's Day coming up, it's tomorrow. I just wanted to know if you guys have played a prank on someone involving a video game. A few years ago, I told my friend that plungers were worth a lot in Fallout 3, so he gathered a bunch of plungers and then sold them for little profit.
That's cruel.
That's awesome.
That's funny
That's a
as
great
hell.
one,
Yeah,
Adam
that is
Starr.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I once played a joke on Greg, and I went on his PlayStation 3 and deleted all of his save files.
You didn't do that.
Oh, wait until you get back to your desk.
my save files. Did you ever do anything?
No, not really. I don't like pranks.
Okay. Final thing of the week.
I don't. I mean, if they're funny and kind of cute and harmless, fine. Anything more than that really upsets me because it's just why are you being an asshole to someone just to laugh at them?
So everything I've ever done to you.
No, because I think your pranks are mostly harmless, right? They don't cause me physical pain or anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. April Fools! Oh, my nose!
Anthony Battle wants to take us to task.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, now it's cool to prejudge a game like Duke Nukem by doing the exact same thing I said people do, and that was get a base score from a video game and demos and betas that they are. Greg said that Duke Nukem was a 6.5 or something like that, and the rest of you agreed with him, yet if someone disagreed with your review, it would be bad. Like I said, rationalizing it so that nothing to do bad because we are in the industry. What do we know? And yet Greg proved my point by saying Duke Nukem is a 6.5. See, we all do it. We can put scores to what we see, and all three of you were like, you're doing wrong. And Colleen, Mr. Don't judge a book by its cover, that was right there. Be a yes man. Anthony Battle.
Oh my God! Is there any punctuation? Let me see this.
It's pretty bad.
That was the most amazing email ever.
Wow.
Anthony Battle, of course, is pointing out the fact that we talked about Duke Nukem last week, and I prophetically said this game's going to be a 6.5. Watch it come out. And he's yelling because a while back, Colin, had taken some kids to task who were like, I've played the demo. I've seen a preview. I know what it is, blah, 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 when we're talking about an entire review. The problem was that I wasn't actually reviewing Duke Nukem. And I'm not reviewing Duke Nukem. So I was just saying I would give that. I think that game's going to end up being a 6.5. You watch. It was more of a prediction than anything else.
Yeah.
It wasn't me really writing off Duke Nukem as a 6.5.
Relax.
I wouldn't be surprised if Duke Nukem's less than 6.5 because that game is not fun and it's old. Old game is old.
Old game is old.
There you go.
Also, I would like to point out that you have actually played the game, whereas a lot of people that
Multiple
are like,
times in
this
different
game
sections.
is not an 8, this is a 9, and they haven't even played it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Anthony Battle, please look into punctuation. I think all of your periods and commas are broken on your keyboard.
Yep.
That's the show for questions. Remember, you want to send them to beyond@ign.com. You want to review us on iTunes. You want to download the show every week. You want to come to ign.com and read all the awesome articles we put up. You can follow us on Twitter, IGN@IGN. That's where they call the best stuff.
Right.
I'm Game Over Greggy. Colin is No Taxation. Ryan Clements is Pwom Cider. Damon, who was here earlier, is Dame Zero.
Yes. 0 spelled out.
Hey, real quick, we skipped We didn't have a total.
I think we haven't. I thought like we had extended news there.
Yeah,
Lots
no.
of news.
But what I also was gonna say we haven't done just the tip in a while.
We don't have any good tips. You got any good tips?
Tomb Raider collection is good, but we'll save that for next week. We'll do it more properly next
All
week.
right, do it right.
We got some stuff to give away though.
Ryan,
Greg.
take me
The
home.
show is not over yet, folks. First of all, I would like to happily announce the winner of the Final Fantasy IV Cecil Harvey signed figure giveaway. Was that enough of an introduction? Jeez. So a couple weeks back, Colin and I asked what the weapon is that Yang's wife gives. Yang's wife gives the player for
Edge. It's a throwing item for Edge. That's the strongest one.
The first person with the correct answer, which we were debating about whether it would be spoon or knife, depending on different translations, different versions. There's a lot of different theories that
I was saying that I think Easy Type, when it came out in 91, Final Fantasy II called it the spoon, and then Final Fantasy Anthology and everything after that called it the knife. But I could be wrong on that. But either answer is right.
Yeah.
And so we just went with the... Yeah,
we considered the first... Yeah, we considered both of those. And so the first person with either of those was the victor. And the victor... did you write down the name? Because I already forgot it.
It was... Oh, you forgot. It was something Forrest, right?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest.
It's Mr. Forrest.
Or Miss.
I want to say it was Jason.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Jason.
Something like that.
All right.
Jason?
I'm going to say Jay Forrest. If you are Jay Forrest, congratulations! You've won a signed figure. Please email us with your full name and address to beyond@ign.com, and we will work on shipping that out to you. It is signed by Tokita-san, the original creator of Final Fantasy IV. It's pretty neat, so that's a cool prize.
Cool. And speaking of Final Fantasy IV,
yes,
I'm playing it on the PSP right now.
Is it awesome?
God.
Yes.
Good.
Cool. Also, I have a very nice, handy little giveaway for you guys. This is new. This is going to be fun. If you want to play the game called Swarm, which Colin reviewed and really much liked, right?
Yeah, 8.5.
8.5 right there. Downloadable game called Swarm, priced at
$14.99.
Yeah, so this is you're saving $15.
One easy payment of $14.
We're going to give away Swarm right now for download on the PlayStation Network. The first 10 people, all right? The first 10 people to write us a Beyond haiku that follows traditional haiku standards and also is just good, so we can judge quality a little bit on this. 10 people will be receiving a Swarm code via email.
What's the rule? It's 575. Is that what it is? No,
I believe last time I was talking about haikus, it was 5 syllables, then the next line is 7 syllables, then the next line is 5 syllables.
Right.
But if you can prove to me that that's wrong or there's a better way, please do. There might very well be different traditions in haiku writing, but it has to be a Beyond-centric haiku. Email us at beyond@ign.com, and if we like your poem, we will send you. I have 10 codes to give out, so there are multiple winners here.
Excellent.
Very nice.
A lot of people have been emailing in their pictures of them in the Beyond shirt to get on the wall, and they say, you haven't talked about it yet in a while, so I resent it or whatever. We're getting them. The problem is we moved to the new podcast room, which is all brick, and they want to treat the walls special, and we're thinking about how we could do it differently this time. So your shirts are coming in. I don't know how we're gonna what's gonna end up with them.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say I know one guy. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. He took a picture in front of the space shuttle.
Discovery, yeah.
Which is especially awesome picture. We got that one. I like that one. Sorry, we have So like Greg said, we'll figure it out soon. I meticulously was in the old podcast room. I took all the pictures down. It took a long time. I used that like a razor to get them all down.
You're a god of Beyond.
Because I don't want
puts in a lot of effort. I'd say.
Yeah, he tries.
Yeah. I don't want to. I know people take the time to do this, send us the stuff. I want to make sure we have them for posterity. We will get them back up on the wall in some fashion soon. I promise you this, and that is all.
Very good. Shall we end on a song?
Come see us at Eddie Rickenbacher's.
Yes.
Saturday.
Saturday,
right.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, Saturday, 8 o'clock, the 2nd of April.
Yes.
Come meet me in LA at Meltdown Comics the 16th of April.
Man, look at us. I will. By the way, I'm confirmed to. I was hesitant before, but I'm confirmed to be there Saturday. All 3 of us. If you have access to the San Francisco Bay Area and you want to come to Eddie Rickenbacher's, 8 o'clock Saturday, you can meet us all.
It's at what, Second and
Minna.
Minna.
It is essentially right near the Montgomery.
Right down the street from Montgomery BART and
Montgomery
Muni.
BART station and Muni. Yes.
I will be going down to Second and Minna to see a video game tonight.
Oh.
Ooh, look at you. It's Mega Man Universe. All right, anyway, so to end, now this is a rare occurrence for the podcast Beyond Nation, but I'm going to be playing another song by the same artist that sent us in something last time. Greg, you might remember Ikublai.
Oh, of course, Ikublai.
Which we discussed as
The igloos are collapsing. Help us.
Inuit friend. Now, did you read his email?
I did not.
The reason, now usually I don't like to do this. I want to spread the love, even though I like Ikublai's music, all right?
Yeah.
But Ikublai sent what is probably my favorite email I've gotten in a very long time.
Okay.
And because he just is rolling with us.
Okay, cool.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Hey guys, Ikublai here again. First of all, I'd like to thank the podcast for featuring my work last week. It means a lot, not only to me, but to my entire Yukon-based Eskimo tribe. You see, we, the Inuits, are not often singled out for our musical prowess, though not without reason, as the heat generated by simply turning on our computers risks destabilizing the foundations of our igloo homes. To continue the Inuit tradition of fine music, I submit a song called Now We Have No Time to Kill, The Time to Kill Is Now. Our one part techno jazz, one part rock. Dig it, my friends, dig it. Shoopadop-badop-doo. Sincerely, Ikublai. I love this email. That was just too funny. You made me LOL, sir. By the way, if you couldn't guess, Ikublai is probably not Inuit. Yeah.
Confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Confirm nor deny.
That's it. That's what I got.
That's
Let's
it.
listen to this song.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Beyond.